Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's CreepyPasta Mondays. I just want to say, you see two pictures on the screen because this is a double feature. I was given a random creepypasta, and when I checked it out, it was really short. So, I'm going to read that one, and then I'm going to read another one called Zelda Link's End. I don't know much about the Zelda Link's End one, but I'm going to wait to give my opinion on both of them at the end. And yes, I do know that Link picture, the blood looks painted on using paint. I know, but it was the best picture I could find. There's not a lot of pictures for these two. And the picture on the left doesn't even have anything to do with the first one. It was just a creepy picture. So anyway, CreepyPasta Monday number 1. It's called Zzz, like sleeping. Zzz. I was asleep, with all the lights off and no music on. The glow off of my alarm clock was beeping a red light beside my bed. At 3 in the morning, it went off. Complete darkness. I woke up and heard the most terrifying sound I have ever heard. I heard what sounded like a clown laughing. I saw the light outside of my door was on. The shadow under it looked like something was walking back and forth. The next morning, I woke up and went to the kitchen. My sister had her head down on the table. I thought, man, she's tired. And next thing you know, I realized it was Monday. What the hell, I thought. I went up to my parents' room and nobody was in there. I went to the living room and passed my dad and said, stop hanging around. I went into the bathroom and passed my mom and said, I love you. Your heart will always be mine. Then walked back into the kitchen and sat down with my sister. I then said, have a sore throat? They must be playing a joke on me. I went to school and didn't think too much about it until I came home and tried talking to them all again, and they never replied. I mean, damn it. Dad's just hanging from the ceiling fan by his own guts wrapped around his neck, and Mom is in the bathroom with her heart cut out, and my sister has her head down because her throat was slashed open. Who's gonna clean all that blood up? Sometimes I wish my family would stop sleeping and bleeding everywhere. Wow. That's the entire creepypasta. I told you it's short. I don't really know what was going on in that girl's mind. She was probably just delusional. But I'm gonna give you both of my analysis at the end of the video. So now it's time for Zelda Link's End. Now I don't know much about Zelda because I didn't grow up with a Nintendo. I grew up with Sega. So I'm gonna give it my best shot. Link was getting tired from walking for so long. Link is a young boy who came from a plagued forest. In order to survive, he had to abandon his friends. It was already too late to save them. How much longer, Navi? Link asked to the only sole survivor. Navi. She was a little blue female fairy. It shouldn't be long, she assured. But it's almost night. We have to get there quickly. As the two ran across a great field of grass, they suddenly stopped to look at something. It appeared to be a man on the ground, possibly dead. Are you okay? What happened? Said Link to the man. In the last of his strength, he said, Garud, Gano, and then stopped. It was silent. He's gone, said Navi solemnly. Link felt a horrible feeling coming over him. Did he say Ganon? Like Ganondorf? Link whispered. I think so, replied Navi. Do you know him? Link smashed his sword straight into the ground. He stole it before he left, so he could protect himself. He's the one we're looking for, Navi. He did this. He's the reason everyone is dead. He's the reason we're stuck in this situation. We have to survive off of whatever we can steal. Thanks to him, we've gone from average Kokiri to petty thieves. Link looked up and noticed it was already really dark across the field. We're too late, said Navi, shocked. We've got to hurry. They ran as fast as they could towards a great big wall. Giant flaming torches were the only thing they could help them see. There were 2 guards on the other side of the moat around the wall. Let us in, please, pleaded Link. We're not letting your plague inside these walls, said the first guard. For all I care, you can get eaten by the Stalfos. Stalfos were terrifying skeleton-like creatures with rotten flesh still hanging from their dead bodies. They were extremely dangerous, but were sensitive to light and would burn from it. Therefore, they only came out at night. What do you mean, plague? We're not diseased like the rest. If we were, we wouldn't have traveled for 4 days looking for this place. Let us in. Link was terrified by the noises he heard coming from behind him. Never. If we did, they'd get in. The guards kept a firm eye on the creatures burrowing up from behind. Then, they finally came. Link turned in horror to see these unbelievable creepy monsters. 4 blood-covered nightmare fuel skeletons came up from behind. He grabbed his sword and stood prepared. One jumped towards him, yet he lunged through it. It had seemed somewhat damaged, yet swiped at Link's face in fury. He had one huge scar trailing down his face, bleeding from how deep it was. He sliced through its skull and the whole skeleton set alight. It burned until there was nothing left but ashes, covered in Link's blood. No one knew how to defeat a Stalfos before, and now that Link knew how to do it, he felt a surge of courage go through him. He did his spin attack and sliced through them. 2 caught on fire, yet 1 lived. Link planted the sword in his head. The guards watched in awe as this young forest kid had destroyed 4 nightmare monsters. Let me in. Now. Link was getting annoyed, knowing that Link wouldn't take no for an answer. They opened the gate. Thank you, said Link, swinging his sword as if to taunt the guards. Link and Navi sat under a tree to rest. What was that? Asked Navi. I never knew you were so good at sword fighting. Link pulled a smug smile. I never knew either, since it's my first time. It slowly began to get brighter over this dull town, and shortly afterwards, people came from their houses. After 10 minutes, it was booming and lively. He went around town to ask about Ganondorf. He managed to find out that he was visiting the castle on political matters. Okay, Navi, we've got to get to the castle. They ran to the north of Castletown, the town's name, to a giant gate with a single guard standing his post. No one shall enter without permission from the royal family, said the guard sternly. There's a criminal in that castle. We've come to get him, said Navi. I don't care. None shall pass without permission. If there is a criminal inside, we'll get him. The guard blocked his path. Link climbed up a small hill and jumped down the gate. He then snuck past 2 guards by hiding behind trees. There was one more gate, and he used a nearby ledge to jump over it. He hid behind a nearby tree and saw a shadowy figure riding an evil-looking horse come through. Link waited for the right moment and then dashed through the doors and hid behind some jars. Sneaking behind the man, Link came into a giant throne room. He hid behind the flower pots at the door and observed. Ganondorf, you've arrived, said a man standing in the middle of the room. He was the king. Yes, and as we've discussed, said Ganondorf slyly, as Link grew angrier just by looking at him again. He had seen him once before, you see, 5 days ago. Link was still living in the forest. They had a peaceful life until that day. That very day that Ganondorf came. He had come to the forest looking for a jewel that he would do anything to get. He had to bring a plague of disease upon the village of Kokiri. Link and Navi had to steal from others to live for the 4 days after, and now he was here. Link was waiting for the right moment to jump forward and slice him in 2. I'm afraid we cannot accept your offer, Ganondorf. It's precious to the royal family, and we simply cannot agree, said the king. A little girl was standing at the window, watching, when she suddenly noticed Link. She felt like she knew him from somewhere, and therefore didn't call the guards. Ganondorf got mad at the king's statement. He grabbed his sword out, and Link quickly attempted to attack Ganondorf. But Ganondorf was faster. He sliced through Link in one fatal swoop. The girl watched in horror as he was bleeding to death. Ganondorf then continued to attack the king, murdering him on the spot. He looked at the little girl who was standing there, crying for her loss, and said, Give me the ocarina, and no one gets hurt. Well, from what I do know, The Legend of Zelda, Link's always Zelda's hero, so... And I don't remember anything about a Ganondorf, so this is most likely... I mean, I know it's fake, because Link never dies. Unless my Legend of Zelda knowledge is totally incorrect. But anyway, first off, the first creepypasta, Zzz. Wow. I mean, it was good. I liked it. It was really creepy that when she came home, she was like, I mean, god damn it. Dad's just hanging from his guts. My sister's throat slit open and my mom's heart is gone. You know, it's like, she's like so pissed that it's happened. She's not even scared. So it's like so it makes me think she's some deranged psychopath. Just because it was such a short creepypasta, and it didn't add to anything. Like, it was just there, and it just happened. It was too quick. There was no build up. So I'm gonna give it a 5, which is the highest ranking I've given a creepypasta so far. Mostly because the whole explanation of how her family is dead was just so sudden. She comes home from school and she just explains it. That's what really freaked me out. It was just when I first read it, I was like, "The hell?" One Piece Gamer 327 chose that random one, so I'll leave a link to his channel in the description, and credit to him for randomizing that one. He just said Z100. So, and he's my friend, so I kind of think he was being a jokester, but I'm kind of glad he chose it because this one was really freaky. Zelda Link's End. With all my knowledge of Zelda and knowing that a scenario like this could never possibly truly happen, I'm only going to give it a 2 because I know this could never happen. Not like the first one could ever happen, but the first one is more likely than the second one. I mean, of all these psychopaths and everything that when they do something or when something does happen, they don't register it. So it's like the first one is more plausible than the second one, even though the second one's a gaming creepypasta. So I'm going to give Zzz a 5 out of 10 rating and Zelda Link's End a 2 out of 10 ranking. If you want to see last week's episode, click the link in the top left-hand corner for the Vermilion City Construction Project. If you want to see the entire playlist of all my creepypastas, click the link in the bottom right-hand corner for the CreepyPasta Monday playlist. If you want to suggest a creepypasta, email me or inbox me the link to it, or put it in the comments section. Or if you just want to choose a random creepypasta, just in the comments section or inbox me a letter from A to Z and a number from 1 to 100. So, without further ado, I am going to end the video here, but first I'm going to say, if I have read that creepypasta before, if you're not sure I've read it, check my playlist. If you don't see it, let me know, because I may have missed one, but I have all the creepypastas I've read on a notepad spreadsheet, so I know I keep track of which ones I've read. So, that's it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you next week. So take care. Okay, everyone. I just want to make one small apology. I did say in the video that the previous CreepyPasta Monday was Vermilion City Construction Project. I'm sorry, that is false. The previous one was the Minecraft CreepyPasta Herobrine. I completely forgot that I did Herobrine because it was just a quick one that I had to choose on the fly because I didn't have time to do one and think of one last week. So I sincerely apologize. So the link in the top left-hand corner is to Herobrine, not the Vermilion City Construction Project. Thank you, and I am sorry for the misunderstanding.